Get ready for some major changes, Leo. But not, it's almost like changes that you have to allow yourself to change. Yeah, you have to allow yourself to change. This is allowing yourself to change your mind about what you feel about somebody or something. And it's all going to be incited by some sort of friend, a friend delivering you information, a friend's behavior, opening your eyes to something, a conversation with a friend. Somehow it is through your social circle that you're starting to realize that certain things don't work for you the way that they used to, and that your heart is actually changing what it wants, changing the way that it sees something. Your points of view on something will be changing dramatically, or understanding and seeing a different perspective, a different point of view, that something is good that you didn't even notice, or at the same time maybe you did notice it but you just could never agree with it or get behind it. This might cause in some ways a major conflict, because you have to change so much about what you've already lined up. You might have to change so much about, your daily routine and the things that you've grown accustomed to, your normal schedule, your normal habit, your normal routine, etc. Those kind of things, because so much of this clusterfuck energy is happening in your 6th house. And I know people are going to yell and shout to me and say, no, this energy is always Leo 5th house or 7th house, or no, it's not. Where you're aligned right now, based on where everything else is aligned, please understand that they don't always line up perfectly. So right now, where most of this shit show is happening with you is 5th, 6th. 5th house is still where Venus is falling. 6th house is where all the major planets are falling, including the Sun, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. Mercury is eked out over into your 7th house. So there's some sort of just pop off conversation that you're going to be having that has to do with incorporating your friends back into your life, or wanting to rearrange your schedule and make more time for friendships, and realizing how integral they are to your life, or just simply put, that a friendship has somehow changed you. It's moved you and it's changed your opinion on certain things, and ultimately opened up and broadened your mind, getting some ideas or having conversations with people that maybe don't even make much sense to you, as it does just get you thinking about something that will end up inevitably changing your mind. A friend coming into your life, a new friend that or a new friendship that you never expected, becoming the turning point for something that will change your life for good. Mark over this next couple of weeks, who is coming into your life? Who have you made new friends with? What social circles have you joined, or have you been tempted to join, or have you wanted to get out of? Because that's going to sort of almost personify where the permanent change is going to be happening in your life. The catalyst is happening for a lot of different places. The North Node for you is currently in the 11th house, which is the house of your public reputation, as well as how you announce or portray yourself to the world. So you could be really going under construction, majorly going under construction, doing sort of like a revamp on how you project yourself or portray yourself to the world. You could be working on that right now, or hiring somebody in your life that is revamping your image, your logos, your marketing scheme, your PR, depending on what you do in life. Just this sense of sort of trying to revamp your personal image, how people see you, not because of self-consciousness, because of awakening, because of awareness, because suddenly you're realizing that this is how people communicate, or this is what's really going to reach the most people, and I want to be able to reach the most people, and this is how the kids are talking these days. Kind of like that, but not as stupid. And it's almost like not the consequence, but the real challenge for you could really arise in, but am I abandoning myself? Am I selling out? Am I leaving something behind? Well, you're supposed to be leaving something behind. You're supposed to be changing. This revamp is a natural progression and process, as long as you are not just selling out to try to fit in. Because Leo, you are made to stand out. You're born to shine. So watch out how much the crowd has influenced you to believe or say or behave in a certain way or look a certain way, because that will become very obvious to you right now too. Like, how much of this is actually me and how much of this is me wanting to impress them. And that's the kind of part that I want to get rid of. That's the part that is garbage. And I want to project who I am really and sincerely. I don't want to have conversations or discussions or argue points that are important to other people, but only important to me because other people are important to me. That kind of thing of how much are you influenced by your social circle. When I picked the Lenormand card, the one thing that I saw was travel. It's also change. It's also moving around and exploring different sort of regions of yourself and your own life. Now, this is 9th house energy, and I believe for you, hold on, I don't want to misquote that. No, this isn't 9th house. I think 9th house is where Taurus and Uranus, and not Taurus, Mars and Uranus are. So it could be incited or desiring to go and travel around, or feel inspired to get out finally, or feeling like it's necessary for you to travel around, get away from what you have been so accustomed to and start to talk to other people and be exposed to other philosophies. This is the time that you're going to be curious about getting more real and getting closer to your true self instead of the projected self, and maybe even revamping everything about who you are, your day-to-day, your schedule, your routine, how you demonstrate or show yourself to the world, because you want it to be more authentic and less artificial. Or hopefully, because for some of you it could be the downside, in that you're feeling more pressure to assimilate and just fit in, and you don't want attention from a lot of people. You want to sort of just blend right now. That's also a caveat that you might want to look out for. It was really interesting to me when I was picking the Secret Language of Light cards. This is the card that fell out. Divine Animals, but it has Leo on it. So for me, this is a sense of, what does the lion represent? Like, what does the lion mean to you? But or just sense of your own character, your own courage, your own sense of who you are, being very healthy, a healthy self-image, working on not necessarily public flair. I mean, people admire the lion because it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it's itself. If you get close-ups on any lion on the African plains, they have flies on their own nose, they have scrapes, and they're not trying to impress anybody. It's like, people are impressed by a lion just being a lion, and it may be at a distance, and they may have this artificial romanticized version of it, but the lion, for what it's worth, is just being the lion. And that's a sense of be the lion. Have the courage and the strength to be yourself, and to really not be afraid to be seen for exactly who you are. This is and aligning yourself with your authenticity. And if you feel that you have to change, this is the message that's coming up for you, Leo. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong with you. There's a sense of knowing who you are well enough to realize, no, it's just time to change. To stay in balance, you always have to be allowing things to fluctuate. And right now, it may require an adjustment in the way that you think about things, the way that you're seeing things. In fact, something could have happened publicly as a part of a crowd that recently changed your mind about a lot of things, because you saw something that you hadn't seen before. And it's okay. And that's exactly why you saw it. It was like, that's why you were meant to see it. It was meant to impact you, right? It was meant to change your mind. You wouldn't have gotten this message or been asked to see what you saw, or let's put it this way, you wouldn't have had the reaction to what you saw the way that you did, unless it was meant to change you, or somehow open your mind and broaden your perspective in a way. Interestingly enough, we have Wolf, Pathfinder, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. Now, Wolf likes to be part of a pack. It doesn't like to be alone, but it is capable of being alone if it has to be. But ultimately, Wolf gets its strength through the company and its companionship, its connection to the pack. So there is just this energy of realizing how very important it is to remain connected and guide other people through this space, and the fact that other people are watching you. And I think that maybe you just became very aware that somebody or a group of people are watching you. I know it sounds weird. As a Leo, we stereotype all Leos to be just one way, and that's just not true. And it's not necessarily that you were trying to be private. I just don't think that maybe you realized just how much people were looking to you for guidance, to guide them and tell them which way to go. But there is definitely this sense, of course, I can't remove myself from the fact that this is also kind of shadiness, because this always reminds me of the moon. So it's not necessarily shadiness, but it's something that is in the dark, or kept in the dark. It's like you're aware of it, but you're not necessarily comfortable with other people being aware of it. So that's something to think about. Goose, inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. You're going somewhere. You're literally maybe guiding people to a different place, or have to. Like, it's almost like, let me say this to you, because Cancer got a similar message. A sense, if you feel yourself being called or pulled to travel or go somewhere, you have to do it, because you're being called there by your inner self, by the part of yourself that sort of understands that this is destiny. I'm being called here for a reason, and it may be to be a part of a crowd, or you're called there by a friend because a friend needs you, or it's just a sense of wanting to be closer to people, be closer to interact with people. Something about traveling, and it has to do with this 11th house inciting it. Communication or information that you get and that you see, maybe wanting to participate, wanting to be a part of it, wanting to join in, is a huge energy that I keep feeling right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. You're very close to achieving your goals, right? And so your emotions are running high. It's almost like, what's important to you is almost right there at your fingertips. Or a sense of, you can feel it now. You can feel that what you desire is actually going to happen. It's actually real. And then all of a sudden you get this piece of information and you realize, oh, there's change that you have to make. You can't keep going on the trajectory that you thought you were going to go. And it's telling me that something is going to be an irritant. It's going to piss you off. Because in some ways it makes you feel like you're being pushed off of a track that you got comfortable with, or a track that you were curious about. It's not necessarily even being, it's just these changes that you have to make, that you're going to know unconditionally that you have to make, are going to really irritate you. They're going to be maybe even kind of pedantic, like that sixth house energy of just like the tiny details, the frame by frame, the almost micromanagement aspect of things that you have to go back in there and change, and it's going to irritate the crap out of you. This is almost the payment for the change, is that you have to have patience to go frame by frame, and you don't really have that patience right now. It's going to bother you like crazy, but it's saying, hey, this is something that you want to be aware of. This is something that you have to go back and review in some way. Something that you heard is going to make you think, I have to go back and review all of this, even if I don't want to. It's very important for me to. Here we have 23. There's something that you want. It's confirming something that you want is right at your fingertips. So you've been keeping your eye on this for a very long time, and now it's right in your reach. And there's sort of a sense of being held back for some reason, like maybe the people that are around you right now in your life, or the clubs that you fit into, or the friendship groups that you fit into. Right now it seems like they're asking you to be what you've always been for them, but you have this desire, and this is like you're focused on this desire, you're focused on moving forward, and it may very well cost you friendships, and and ask you to change who you're around a lot. But ultimately there's just sort of almost this obsessive quality right now where you can't get it out of your mind. Turn on the light and say no. It's like once you realize this, once you awaken to this reality, you're going to realize that something that may have worked for you doesn't work for you anymore. And you're going to have to be able to kind of confront people and say, I don't want this. And it's hard. I can feel the hardship of it. This sense of, I guess, having to navigate other people's disappointment is very, very difficult for you. Because you will be acknowledging it, and you will feel like the source of their disappointment. And ultimately I feel like that's the twist, that's the gut wrench here. Like once you realize something, you realize you can't move forward on the same trajectory that you were on. Decide the outcome, and basically you're choosing in favor of yourself, even if it's not what's conventionally seen as beautiful or as correct. It's like you're basically making the decision to believe in who you are. Let's get into the animal totem messages, because I really want to understand. Animal totem would tell us like sort of what messages you're going to be receiving from angels and the cosmos, as well as a deeper meaning to all of this stuff right here. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. I upload between 12 and 14 videos every single week. So click that notification bell and you'll know when all your favorite zodiac signs, and you should be watching your sun, your moon, and your rising at least. So when all your favorite zodiac signs pop up, Leo specific messages always come up on Friday with Cancer and with Virgo. So yeah, please do like this video if you like it, and be sure to share it on your social media platforms, because that's what really volumizes and helps this channel grow. Also, there's always an extended video where I will ask specifically, what are Leo's challenges and what is the way forward? Like, what is getting in their way, right? And how can we move past it, and what can they expect to come in the future? Like, all of that is a discussion for my tarot card reading. That link is always below this video on your laptop and your desktop versions. You'll see it right in the blue lettering beneath this video. On phones, you're going to have to press that little triangle in the corner so that the description box drops down, and you'll find it like 4 lines down in the description box below. You can also subscribe directly to Vimeo. And when you do, what will happen is you will get notified as soon as I upload the extendeds, and you'll have access to these extended readings about a day before the link comes up on YouTube. You'll also get notified when I upload my weekly astrological forecasts, because I keep my eye on the cosmos and I do a weekly astrological forecast, and that's totally for free. And I premiere it on Vimeo and then my website. And I also premiere it on Instagram. So if you're not yet subscribed, please do find me on Instagram. You can find me at born_without_boundaries. And on Instagram, I give like a free reading Monday through Friday. I do a live reading. So I hope that you can discover me there and interact with me over there as well. Just an FYI, I'm not doing any live readings or personal readings at this time because I've been focused on getting well and my health. But as long as I keep going the route that I'm going, I'm feeling a lot better, and hopefully I can resume those soon. Okay, Leo. Interesting. Oh, we're not getting much future information here. So we have reclaim your power. In some ways you have given it away, or you feel like something has diminished you or weakened you. Interesting. Nothing is wasted. So this is Aquarius energy, finding that treasure in the trash heap, that 11th house energy. It's almost like finding yourself back, getting yourself back from maybe a group that you felt like you lost yourself in, and finding who you are again, rediscovering who you are and why you're powerful and why you're special, even outside. But it's also, I feel like in some ways, discovering the value in a group that you'd formerly just almost like group or a family or a gathering or even a workspace or something like that, just something that is communal, something like that. It's like you're finding value in it where you never saw value before. Nothing is wasted. Act as if. Maybe you're even a fly on the wall right now, just trying to see what other people are saying and thinking. Not necessarily like a spy, but more like just listening and trying to pick up information. It's almost like you're open to information where you were not open to it before. This is also a sense of disguising yourself, trying to fit in. Fitting in, I think, was a really big problem, but it might have been a strategy. Clear out the clutter, getting rid of the shit that you don't need anymore. And I'm not sure that you're doing this publicly, or if you're just deciding you're throwing away stuff that basically you just wrapped yourself in to fit in. You're throwing this away. You're kind of getting rid of whatever false mantle you may have assumed, or any old mantle, skin, shell. Like, this is Cancerian energy. This is a sense of maybe you're just shedding your old self because it's really not serving you anymore. Tend to the small things. Yeah, something had started to build up and corrode or eat away at your ability to really continue to believe or be a true believer, or say what you thought was correct. Little by little, just things started to deteriorate, and now it's gotten so big you can't really ignore it. You are never alone. This is relationship, a helpful relationship, or the relationship and support of somebody during this time when things started to crumble, or basically could have been your deteriorating health, realizing that something wasn't making you actually physically ill, because everything is happening in the 6th house right now, which is the house of wellness and health. So it could have been a health scare, a health situation. It's just kind of like worrying or realizing that something isn't correct or isn't right, and there are changes that you have to make in order to ensure your survival, your wellness, etc., or the health of a situation. Seeing a different side of things, seeing somebody else's opinion where maybe you weren't able to listen to them before, but now all of a sudden you see their perspective. This is maybe even starting a foundation or laying a foundation in a place that you never thought that you'd move to or travel to, or kind of almost like because this is Virgo energy. It's almost like you never did this before. You're scheduling yourself, or you're doing things that you never did before, because basically you want to be well and you want to breed or create a healthy relationship, or a healthier you, a healthier version of yourself. It's almost like learning how to, as boring as this sounds, learning how to enjoy new foods, or things that you never ate before, or exercises that you never did before. A sense of finding some kind of value in them. Be here now, and this is landing right in the present moment, seeing the beauty and almost like de-stressing yourself, appreciating what you have and the beauty of this moment right in front of you. And then sing your own song, seeing your true beauty, your uniqueness, and allowing your uniqueness to come out, not looking too far in the future or expecting anything except taking care of who you are, so that you can, this is freedom, and almost like experiencing freedom in the here and now. This is Libra energy, and interesting, Gemini and Libra energy, which is both being associated with, for me, air and being in the present time. I think you want to take a stand. To be totally honest, I think you want to finally say something. It's almost like you've been preparing, you've been learning, you've been growing, you've been expanding, and now it's like you really want to say something. You've really got something to say that you've held in for a long frickin' time. Okay, let's get into that. Let's read your angel card readings, Leo. What do the angels have to say for Leo? For Leo. Interesting. Okay. Compassion. It's the top card. When you show greater compassion toward yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. This is allowing yourself to change, knowing that it's okay. Heart and soul came out next. When making your decision, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us. Choose through love, not fear. Interesting. Sacred knowledge. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies your eternal truth, the I am presence of eternal love. Clarity and mindful kindness. First we have kindness. A kind gesture rekindles your belief in the power of love. Remember to be kind to yourself. Let it be kind to yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. 2 more. The unknown. Do not fear the unknown. This is a time of deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. This is all about travel and getting into new spaces. If not actually traveling, but then getting into new spaces in your community. Divine mystery. You, along with the sun, earth, moon, and stars, are part of one creation, a divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power of now. Be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. Let's go to tarot. I'll see you guys over there.